Are you living the life that you believe you were born to live? The comment that I get most of the time is, I'm getting there. So my response naturally with everyone who says that, in case you guys didn't know it, if you've come up and said that to me or some variation of it, I repeat back, well, what does there look like? What is it? So what is there? So when people say, I'm getting there, well, what does there look like? It's a great question, isn't it? How many of you guys, oh, you can raise your hands, how many of you have a very clear picture of what there looks like? Let me see your hands. How many of you guys do not have a clear picture of what I'm getting there, what there looks like? Let me see your hands. Okay. Hopefully I can help you with that today. Here's another question. How many of you feel like you've reached your God-given potential? What a shame, isn't it? To get older and you know your time is like around the corner. That we're not going to be here anymore. You know it's coming for everybody. Some people just can't stand thinking about it, but it is the way life rolls. You know your time's around the corner and you got regrets. Like that's like my fear, is that when I reach the end, you can kind of see it coming and I'm like, I got regrets. I wish I would have. To me, that's like the worst. Once you have a customer, listen very close. Once you have a customer and you do that deal, help them buy a house, sell their home, whatever it might be, you do understand that they look at you now as you're their agent. They don't look at you like, I got to go to work and basically tell the world about this human. They don't become evangelists. They just go on about their life. And now you're back in the game trying to do what? Get another customer. And this is evidenced by all of the past business that you've done. So let's think about that right now. The past business that you've done, what percentage of those people refer you every year business? You get at least one referral a year from every single client for life. And I think that would probably be virtually no one in the room. You know how it works. You might get some referrals early on after you do business with them, and then over time, they just kind of fade away. And then you're on to the next new customer to try to get some business. How about this one? What percentage of your customers are coming back to you every year to buy an investment property? They can't come back to you every year to buy a primary home. That would be weird that every year they make a move to a new house. That's crazy. All right. So most people buy a home and they don't have intentions of moving for a bit. It's their primary home, right? So what would they come back and buy from you? So most real estate agents, they don't offer anything. You know, if you want to come back and buy from me again, it's got to be another primary home. Well, that means I'm only going to do business with people maybe one time ever. Hopefully, they make a move in the next decade and they will, quote, remember me. So there's no repeatable business. So you're always just scrounging for new customers. And is it getting cheaper or more costly to generate new customers? So I think the reason that you guys are here may not even be a reason that you thought of. You know that there is trouble. You know there are issues in your business. You know that you haven't achieved your God-given potential. You've realized that the end is going to happen at some time in the future, and you don't want to have regrets. You believe you're here for more. That's why I think we're together. You're a Craig Proctor person because you believe you were here for more. So we have to define kind of what that looks like, because a lot of real estate agents, their mindset is more means me doing more, right? And from our perspective, it's the opposite. No. You don't do more, but you get more done. And that's what a business allows you to do. How many of you guys would describe your business this way? It works without your constant involvement, and it generates you a high 6 or 7 net income, and it's predictable. Like, you can go away at times, and the business grows without your involvement. So Rudy Kasuma's been sitting right here, and Rudy went away to Singapore for a month, and guess what happened over the month? The last month, his business was up over the same month a year ago, and he's in Singapore for a month. How does that happen? But that's supposed to happen, isn't it not? It's supposed to happen. So at some point, you either make a move to have that be you, or you don't. Real estate agents that make $200,000, $300,000, maybe $400,000 a year, they like that money, and they're working just enough to keep their schedules busy. They can take a little time off to go play golf or go on a quick vacation, but they're kind of always on their phone, taking their business with them, and they're kind of making this money. And I want you to know that's called a sprint. That is not the long term. That you can do that for a short period of time, but at some point, you wake up one day, maybe you're like me, you're 54 years old, your knees kind of hurt, you can't see past 20 feet, and recognize that the person that you're looking for, and you start to realize, like, how long am I going to be able to run this sprint? Like, what am I going to do here? Do I really want my business to be totally dependent on me so that one day when I stop, I don't have any business anymore? So the real estate agent model is to do something about that. Maybe invest some of your income into income-producing properties. Nobody ever really invests enough into income-producing properties, enough to cash flow out at an elevated lifestyle after they get done. Most people don't do that. You can invest in the stock market. You should be doing that. But the stock market, last time I checked, was down. Some stocks are down 80%. Some of them are down 15%, depending on what you invested in. So it's like, is that really the answer here? So this is a conversation that we need to have. And we need to have it as often as we can. Because it is the reality of life. So I think that people get into the Craig Proctor system, move into the platinum level program because they want more. They want a better life. They want more for themselves, right? That's it. That's why I think you guys do it. That's what my experience has been now for almost 20 years, working with Craig Proctor system platinum members, and that's what we want to achieve. Some people achieve a whole lot more. Some people achieve a little bit more. Some people come and go. I'm going to ask you guys some questions. This is my favorite question to ask platinum members, and I've been asking it a lot lately, okay? If owning your own Craig Proctor system brokerage could be far more lucrative and beneficial to you personally, professionally, and financially, would you be open to taking a deeper look at it? Let's look at it again. If owning your own Craig Proctor system brokerage could be far more lucrative and beneficial to you personally, professionally, and financially, would you be open to taking a look at it? How many of you believe that owning your own company is more work than being a real estate agent? How many of you guys have that belief? Owning my own brokerage is more work than being a real estate agent at a brokerage. What if I told you it was less? See, when I was a real estate agent at RE/MAX, I outworked the broker. And most of you guys do. So when you think about it, it's like, wait a second here. I'm outworking the freaking owner of the company. Like, he works like banker hours, if that, take long vacations, and you're outworking him. So when I ask that question, how many of you would think that owning your own brokerage would be, quote, more work than being a real estate agent? I do see people raise their hand, and I'm like, but how do you explain the broker of your company? You work more than him, and you're the real estate agent. Or her. Let me give you guys some statistics since the last time I shared some information with you and see what you guys think about it. All right, so just over 100 Craig Proctor system platinum members have opened up their own Craig Proctor system brokerage called Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty in the last 2 years, okay? So, and here are the stats on it. You guys ready? These are really good stats. 100% of every single one of those companies that have been open for more than 6 months, 100% of those companies have increased their transactions. Not a single business is down or level. They've all increased their business. 100% have increased their listings, seller prospects. 100% have increased the amount of money they make per sale. So they're making more on the same amount of work. And 100% have increased the number of times customers come back and buy. That, my friends, is unheard of in real estate. But it's true, numbers. And you can ask any of them. So what I want to do tonight is I want to talk to you guys about why. Like, why is that happening for that group? And should it be happening for you or not? And really have a frank discussion about the future here together. So let's talk about the threats first. This is probably a good way to get on the same page and find some commonalities. But is it getting more costly for you to generate buyers and sellers through paid media? And I think everybody in the room consensually said yes. And so I'm troubled by that. I don't know about you guys. But if that's true, how do you make sense of your big goal? I remember talking to a platinum member about a year ago. I said, well, what's your vision for your business? And they told me, oh, I want to get this thing to 500, 600 closings a year, 1,000 in this year and this. And he's doing a good job of vision casting. And I was like, great. Let me ask you, is it getting more costly for you to get customers? And you know what he said? Oh, absolutely. I was like, then how do you make sense of you achieving your vision? How are you going to achieve that big picture for your business if that's true? And you know what he said? I don't know. Then it's just an idea. Your vision is just an idea. I hope that it happens. And hope is like the worst business plan on planet Earth. Okay? Now, how many of you guys are trying to find people for your sales team? Now, you guys tell me, it's just my experience from talking to members, but does it seem like the talent is decreasing, or is there more talent than ever? And I'm talking the right fit for your sales team. Are you finding it increasingly difficult to get high-level talent for your business, or do you see that the real estate agent pool is producing real estate agents that aren't the best talent? Which one is it? Yes. There are more real estate agents than ever, but have you noticed that their skill level seems to be diminishing? How is this possible in 2022 that the skill level of real estate agents is actually at an all-time low? How do you make sense of that? How are you going to achieve that big goal and that big vision that you have if you're totally dependent on a sales force to do it, but yet the talent level is like diminishing? What's your answer to that? These are questions that entrepreneurs and business people have with themselves that have a vision of something more than they have right now. How about this one? Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com. You know these are billion-dollar companies? How do they become billion-dollar companies? Using your listings. How many of you guys think that's cool? I can't wait to list a house and give it to Zillow to help their billion-dollar valuation. iBuyers, OfferPad, Open Door. I just read where Blackstone, I think it is doing a huge deal in Ontario now, Canada, to gobble up even more real estate. So these iBuyers, they're gaining more and more market share, right? Yes or no? 30% in Metro Atlanta, the fourth quarter of last year, 30% of all homes were sold off market to iBuyers. In the United States of America, check these numbers out. In the U.S., countrywide, in the U.S., 1 of every 5 home sales in the fourth quarter of last year were done by investor and off-market properties. Real estate commissions, they going up or down? For some people, they're going down. But for others, they're going up. They're at an all-time high. Okay, so how would it be going up for some but going down for others? What's going on here? So this gap is growing, is my point. So if I'm you, I want to get on the train that's got the gold on it. That's just the way I've rolled, and I think many of you kind of roll that way as well. How about MLSs and boards? Are they making it easier for you to operate or harder? Seriously. MLSs and real estate boards. Are they loosening up their restrictions and regulations for you, or are they tightening them up? How do you make sense of commoditization? How can you scale up your real estate business when the trend is commoditization by being part of that club? All right, so let's talk about this. Renting or owning, which is better? So most of you in the room get up every day and you tell the world that they should own versus rent. Yes or no? Is it yes? Okay, cool. But real estate agents are renters. Yes or no? What do they own? You place your license at somebody else's brokerage and you pay them rent for it. And the real estate agent works every day to make the owner, just like the landlord and the tenant relationship, the guy that owns the apartment building and the people that live in the apartments. Many of you have rental properties. You're depending on the tenants to make you wealthy. It's the same thing, owning versus renting, and real estate agents are renters. So Craig and I approach this directly, straightforward, straight at it. It's like, look, it's just a time for disruption. And we obviously believe that we have that. We exist at the top of the Craig Proctor system ladder for transformation. We want to transform your real estate business into a sellable business asset, wherein that you own versus rent, okay, that makes you extremely wealthy. So we do this by licensing you exclusive intellectual property that you don't have right now. And we go to work and put that intellectual property and system into our business, and guess what happens? Boom, it blows up into the very thing that I'm describing. So if having your very own business that works without your constant involvement, one that you own versus renting, okay, something that you can sell in the future if you want to, okay, to someone, if that's on your vision board, this is for you. It's just a matter of, hey, when do I pull the trigger and how? That's it. So make no mistake about it, though, this is about ownership. And ownership equals freedom. Every one of you knows that. The world tells tenants, and even you tell tenants, people that rent your rental properties, you tell them that, you don't have to be tied down to it. And the answer is, no. Ownership equals freedom. Not renting, and it never has. Okay? This is why, when you look around the world today, the most successful, influential, wealthiest people, especially in real estate, are owners. Owners of companies and owners of assets. They're owners, not renters. So, like I said, we get up every day, we convince people that they should own versus rent, yet real estate agents are renters. They make their landlords or owners rich. So we want you in the audience, Platinum members, we want you to be an owner of a great business, okay? Everything that we do in the Craig Proctor system at the Platinum level is to progress you toward ownership, if you haven't figured that out yet. You start out as a solo practitioner, we introduce you to the team system, we try to move, we work hard to try to get you to stop doing marketing that you don't like and start doing marketing that attracts people that want with a house to sell. Then you realize you got a brand positioning problem, okay, to jack your business up even further. Real estate agents and your home sold guarantee realty owners know this. So then you fix that by opening up your own company. Now you're free to do whatever you want to do. You got nobody telling you what to do and what not to do. You don't have to be a board member. You don't have to have a trust account. You own it now, and now you set yourself up for success as much as you want. The first bullet point or big reason is ownership. A sellable business asset. Okay. Next bullet point is, it is a fact that your home sold is #1 on Google search among all real estate search terms. And I'm going to prove that to you guys in a minute. It's a Craig Proctor system brokerage, not a Craig Proctor system team. It's a Craig Proctor system brokerage. That's even bigger. Our automatic customer system produces recurring revenue, which is important for a sellable business asset. That's what we call predictability. I want to share that with you guys. We have the best agent recruiting system, so you can get a steady flow of great sales professionals. All right? These are not independent agents. These are, quote, employees, so to speak, that want to be at your company, depend on you, and find security in that. We have the #1 agent skills training in real estate, so much so we guarantee it that if any real estate agent, broker, anyone in the world can find better training than what we have, we will pay $10,000 to the charity of their choice. We actually have that in writing. And then, of course, it also includes being a part of our titanium level, which is all about building a business, and bonuses like your own mortgage branch. 8 big reasons. Okay, so let's look at it from this way and start to analyze a little bit more of why this is a big deal. All right, so why do most real estate professionals struggle? So if you're like us, you ask those questions a lot. So in our experience, the way most real estate agents and professionals do business is the problem. Like, here are the stats. Check them out. Median gross income, 50 grand. First-year agents take home less than 9. 80% of everyone out of the business every 5 years. Less than 1% earning over 250 grand. 88% of real estate agents fail at their own personal finances. Only 1% of 1% scale up to 1 million or more. Let me repeat that number. 1% of the 1% get to 1 million or more. But everyone shows up in the Craig Proctor system, join Platinum, saying that's what I want to do. Only 1% of 1% of agents do it. That's the average income in our Platinum level. 80% of all customers say they'll go back to the same agent again, but check it out. Check it out. 84% don't. Those are all facts. So if you're thinking there's got to be a better way, there is. The problem is the better way is not found in doing it the way that the majority of people are doing it out there, even in this room. Okay? So, these industry norms and standards, improving how they work is not the answer either. Changing how they work, disrupting how it works is the answer. Does everybody get that? Okay? And this is why we launched Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. It was because the members demanded it. I want to own a business that works without me, that I can sell, okay, at some point when I'm around the corner from not being able to do this anymore. Or at least have the choice to do it or not. And I'm like, beautiful. We know how that works. I sold my first real estate brokerage in 2009. April of 2009. So let me explain more in detail to you guys about this. It's not a secret that we've done pretty well with the Craig Proctor system, licensing it to amazing people like you guys, and coaching you up to successful businesses. We've done that very well. And the reason is because the system is different than what 99% of agents and brokers do, as it says right there. And our experience is showing, like, the more that we do what most people do, the greater the likelihood of failure. Okay? Even the efforts of trying to improve it doesn't make it better. So a classic example here is real estate agents will work for 20 plus years. They got nothing they can sell when they're done. You guys know exactly what I mean. I've mentioned this to you before. They do not have an asset. Now, they may take a portion, and many of you guys are doing this, and it's smart. You may take a portion of your income and invest it into the stock market or cash flow real estate, but when you're done, that's all you have. In other words, you worked to make investments. You used your job to go make investments out there. But owners do both. Let me tell you what I mean by that. If you look at the local dry cleaner, it's one of my favorite examples. The dry cleaner does the same thing. You know that, right? When you go to your dry cleaning, you drop it off. How many of you guys did that for your clothes? I did that for this suit right here. You know, I had to get it clean, look nice, you know, coming into the conference. And I'm at the dry cleaner. I think about it every time. The dry cleaner is making money, and they're investing it in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and cash flow properties. Absolutely doing it. Okay? But guess what? When they're done, guess what they do? They can sell their business. They have a recurring revenue, customer-based business that's predictable. They can sell it, and they do. So this is why we're doing this. We took the #1 system for growing a real estate business and turned it into a different kind of real estate company. So in other words, we have created something new and revolutionary. All right? This is a multi-millionaire real estate company franchise prototype, which means we got to figure it out. You do not have to go figure it out if you don't want to. Okay? You can get this thing, you can grow it, you can expand it, you can scale it, you can sell it. It's that good. So we're offering Platinum members a new opportunity. And some of you are right for this. Some of you right now are in the learning stage of what's possible. Some of you guys, it's a mindset change. You never even thought about owning your own company. You just thought being a real estate agent was it. And you were going to work hard for the next 20 years doing what I described to you. And I'm like, why wouldn't you own your own company and do the same amount of work? Actually, less. Okay? That's what this new opportunity does. So our goal was not to fix something that was going on in real estate. That's not what our goal was. Our goal was to replace it with something different. Okay? So let's look at what this replacement does. We would describe these people as the envy of admiring real estate agents and brokers in their marketplace. They all make 7 figures, every single one of them. They all have freedom and they have wealth and they have ownership. Their business life has been replaced with a radically different one. So we took this system and turned it into a real estate brokerage for Craig Proctor system members. We didn't do this for people that we don't know. Do you guys get that? We are not running around the country telling people outside of the Craig Proctor system walls that they should do this. You know who we're mentioning it to? You guys. You're the ones, you're the customers, you're the people that we care about the most. So not only does income go up without giving up your personal life to do it, but simultaneously, you actually end up with something that you own that's so valuable, other people may want it. You can sell it, you can keep it, you can pass it on, it's your choice. This is about legacy. At some point in the future, God willing, it's a long time, I'm not going to be here with you. I'm just not going to be. It's going to be my time, I'm not going to be here anymore. God, hopefully that's a long time away, but I don't know. None of us can predict that, right? So I don't want it to end with me. I want it to continue on. I want to go help more people and change lives. So if we don't set our business up to do that, it ends when we end. Right? And for some of us in the room, that's okay. All right? But this is about legacy, make no mistake about it. So this whole concept of having a brokerage with the #1 unique selling proposition in history as the name, think that through. A brokerage with the #1 USP in history as the name of it, as its name, would enable the agents and the owners to combat the trend. Let me repeat, to combat the trend, reverse the trend of it getting more and more costly to get customers. No one else, let me repeat, no one else has a solution to that problem than us. You're not going to find it in a lead generation company. You're not going to find it at Keller Williams. You're not going to find it at RE/MAX. They don't have the answers. No one does. Why would Craig Proctor green light doing this? And the answer is because we know it's getting harder to get customers. So if we don't figure out a way to reverse the trend, what happens to all of our favorite people? You go away. And it's over. But if we know we can make a difference, we feel obligated to do it. And that's exactly why we've done this. Okay? So the first Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty launched in August of 18. Instantly inbound business. When I say instantly, I mean the day that it becomes a brokerage called Your Home Sold Guaranteed. The day it happens, inbound calls come in that you weren't getting the previous day. And this is a fact. And it makes sense, like when you think about it, so I don't think it's a far-fetched thing for even to understand. Okay, and in March of 2020, we showed up, I think it was at this hotel, and we had 10 Titanium members said, I'll do it. And all we had was a logo. Call your brokerage, name this, here's a logo, and we'll put the other pieces together over the next little while. But the first thing is, you got a brand positioning problem, okay? Let me repeat that. If you have to run around your town telling people what you do and how you're different, you have a brand positioning problem. That means I can't see your existence and know who you are, what you're about, and how you're different. Does that make sense? Does everybody get that concept? That's instantly how you lower the cost of marketing. Okay? So by 2021, we grew the number to 20 with the locations, 11 states, 2 Canadian provinces. And today, you guys can see what's happening. It's almost like we can't stop it. So all that struggle for you to have predictability in your business and certainty, and I would write that down, certainty. It's the same thing your customers want. How many of your customers really want uncertainty? Why do you think they do business with people that they refer or go to the iBuyers? Because you're unpredictable, is their judgment. You could be the greatest real estate agent on planet Earth, but if I see you as any risk at all, I don't do business with you. I go to somebody else. Or I challenge you on how you do things. I start pressing on your commission and price that you're offering me and everything else. That's what happens when people are nervous, okay? But if we don't do business with high levels of strangers, people that we don't know today, we're not going to have the business of our dreams. We all know this. All of those issues basically go away with this opportunity. So I want you to imagine for a minute with me. I want you to imagine having a company where you can go to Singapore for a month, and while you're away, the business grows. That's what I want you to imagine. So it is about ownership, owning a real sellable business asset. That's who we are, that's why we do this, and that's why we keep talking to you about it. It's totally your choice. You don't have to do it, okay? But you need to know why so many other people are and how it's benefiting them. And that's how we learn things, right? So I get this question of why we called it the USP, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, and the answer was pretty easy. What else would we call it? Like if the problem is getting business is getting more costly, and you, everybody in the room, wants more seller prospects, what else would you call it? Now remember, this is coming from the guy, Todd, Coach Todd, Platinum Coach Todd, who would stand up on stage and look at everybody in the room and say, you know what? Your brokerage name doesn't matter. You can just hide that. It doesn't matter whether you're at RE/MAX or Keller Williams or Coldwell Banker. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You probably don't want to call your business like Bend Over Real Estate or something like that, but other than that, it probably doesn't matter. Like that's what I said for years and years and years. And the reason is because I grew up in an offline world. I could send out direct mail and postcards and bury the brand and make the USP the brand. So I grew up in an offline world. Then all of a sudden the internet comes along, and then Google comes along, and then social media comes along, and millennials come along. And I'm like, this is an online world. And if you're a real estate agent at RE/MAX, you cannot get away from the brand online. You're in trouble. Keller Williams, Coldwell Banker, EXP, doesn't matter. None of those, quote, brands magnetically attract customers, at least not the ones that you want. I'll prove it to you. Here's Keller Williams, the #1 real estate brokerage in the world. All right. You do the search results. You guys can go and do this. That's 198 million search results. How about RE/MAX? 126 million search results. How about EXP Realty? 135 million search results. How about Coldwell Banker? 49,200,000 search results. How about OfferPad? 1.84 million search results. How about Open Door? 49 million search results. How about Your Home Sold? 2.7 billion. Let me repeat that. That's 2.7 billion more than all of them. Remember who you got yourself connected to. Craig Proctor is a direct response marketing guru. The reason he became #1 real estate agent in the world was he fell into and figured out direct response marketing, which really didn't exist in real estate. So he knew how to magnetically attract customers. He could raise the lever, lower the lever, bring in customers. Okay? So because we're direct response marketing experts, you get to follow our lead. Of course we called it Your Home Sold. You gotta be kidding me. There's no other name to call it. We're here to magnetically attract customers, the ones that we most want. So if you ask your sellers, hey, who would you do business with? Who would you prefer? Todd Walters, RE/MAX, or Your Home Sold Guaranteed? So now we admitted that this is pretty smart. We get all that, right? But I want you to imagine that for a minute. Is it possible by sheer existence you could get more listings on a daily basis? Yes or no? Is it possible And if the answer is, yeah, it's possible, then why wouldn't we pursue that? Why wouldn't we make that our thing? If it's really possible, like, why wouldn't we do it, right? So most businesses, like I said, have to spend gobs of money, i.e. Home Depot and Lowe's. You guys ever been to a Home Depot? You ever been to a Lowe's? Okay. Everybody has their favorite stores, but did you guys know that Lowe's does half the business of Home Depot? Did you guys know that Lowe's spends twice as much money as Home Depot to do half the business? Did you guys know that? Did you know that's an easy thing to go and look up? Because these are public companies, they have to publish their numbers. Did you guys know that? Did you know that there's countless studies that have been done on why that is? Yes, it's pretty obvious. Like Bernie and Arthur, who started Home Depot there in Metro Atlanta, they looked around and said, what are we going to call it? And it's like, well, why would we call it this or why would we call it that? The Lowe's guys just started a company, called it Lowe's Hardware, and yeah, well, that's what my granddad called it. So they get married to their model, and they're battling it every day. Home Depot ain't going nowhere. Like, you can't call your hardware store Home Depot. They won. They have already won that game. Okay? It's a great company to invest in. As long as they've got good management in there, they're going to do pretty well. Lowe's, is that the hotel chain? Is that the theater? Is that the hardware store? So Google doesn't know what to do. They're totally confused on how to index that. Your domain names that you guys have on your website, your domain names, not mine, yours. GaryPlumber.com. Yeah, dude, Google's like, what is that? I don't know where to put that. ToddWalters.com, CraigProctor.com. These are the things that we did before we knew how online marketing and search engine optimization in Google worked. We didn't even know what indexing was. We didn't know any of that stuff. And it's fair to say, like, but look, once we recognized the trend that it was getting more and more costly to get customers, we had a choice. You could do something about it or just like not. I'm glad that we did. So 10 times more business. I want you to think that through. Many of you are working way hard. You're working too hard. How do you work less to accomplish more? It's pretty simple. You set your business up to do that. And everybody in this room can do it. Now that's different than just about every real estate company, isn't it? The most profitable model is you generate leads, convert them to appointments, you give them to a sales force. Millennials make up about 43% of people buying and selling real estate. Look at it. Look at the jump in 1 year. All right? It's just amazing how much this is increasing. So here's how marketing really works. When you run your marketing and advertising, people will see, here's a postcard right here. When people get your postcard in the mail, what do you think they do with it? You guys know how it works? How marketing really works? Some people respond immediately. Some people put it away to respond shortly, and others just toss it. They don't even recognize what it is. Their reticular activator is not involved in like buying or selling. Okay, now, this is what millennials do. You can literally tell them, call or text Tracy today and start packing. You can tell them that right on the card, and you know what they do? They go to Google. That's the trend. This is a trend. One more time. If it's a trend, it doesn't go backwards. It always keeps trending, and the trend is simple. Whatever marketing you put out there that is branded marketing, they are going to go to Google, and that's what they do. You can tell them to call, you can tell them to email, you can tell them to go to your website, and guess what they do? They go to Google. This next generation of people use hashtags and search engines as their phone number. It's a fact, and I wish we could change it so that it didn't happen that way, but it is. But see, I see that as a great opportunity. You mean if they go to Google, all I need to do is be there? Yes, but you have to be there with relevancy, okay? So, and Google has gotten really, really, really good at relevancy. Have you guys noticed that? They're getting better at only showing relevant content. So who gets the click? If the search results, pay very close attention to what I'm sharing with you guys. It's a life changer. If the search results are all relevant, who gets the click? And that's not a question. It's a statement. Who gets to click? I already have the what. Now I'm clicking on the who. The one that I believe is the absolute specialist. The ultimate specialization. Home Depot, Lowe's. Home Depot. The one that I believe is the absolute. Right? That's it. That's who gets to click. So we challenge anyone, Craig Proctor member, non-Craig Proctor member, Gary Keller, Glenn Stanford. We challenge any of them to show us better specialization in helping people sell their home than your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Compare it to any of them. And I just showed you the search results. And let me prove it to you guys right now. Let's say that someone you love, like me, my stepdad, is diagnosed with prostate cancer. Okay? Now that's kind of a gut check, isn't it? Like it's like gulp. Like we got to do something about that. Is that right? And for many of you in the room, this is a true story for you as well. So what do? Do you go to Google and search up doctors? Do you go to Google and search cancer treatment? No, no, no. You go to Google looking for the absolute specialist to solve that issue for you. This is what people do with their house. This is what millennials do. They're not looking for you. They may Google your name, but what they're looking for is less, I'm Googling, is he the absolute specialist or not? Okay, and if he shows up less in RE/MAX, less at Keller Williams, less at Coldwell Banker, he's not. He's a real estate agent, which means he does lots of things. He loses. And all it takes is for one good company to show up as the absolute specialist, they get to click, and the lead is gone. Look at the business listings. You can see them right there. Bush Center. That's a pretty good cancer treatment facility, but only reason I know it is after you've been through it, but going into it, trying to find the absolute specialist, Bush Center looks like they sell beer or some such. That's a place you would go when you're thirsty, not when you got prostate cancer. Terrible marketing position based on that company. Then you've got Georgia Cancer Specialists at Kennestone. You got Northside Hospital Cancer Institute, but look right there. You got Emory St. Joseph's Prostate, and it actually says Prostate Cancer Center. And boom, if you're looking at the business listings, that's going to get the click over and above the others. Then you look at SEO, and then it gets really, really competitive. Everything is relevant. So who gets the click? You can do the exercise yourself. You guys don't know anything about Metro Atlanta area I was searching in. Most of you don't. But look, who would you click on? Who gets the click now? They're all specialist and relevant. But once you drill down on it, you end up clicking on Winship Cancer at Emory. So I'm back to Emory. They had a terrible ad, but now they show up in the SEO with a better position. They get the click. You can see why. It's in their domain name. Look at the domain names. Not a single domain name mentions cancer, let alone prostate cancer. So in other words, it's a place that tries to be all things to all people. Millennials, not interested. They're looking for the specialist. Do you see how this works now? Is this different than what you previously thought? Did you ever think that your brokerage was a marketing play versus a place to hang your license? How many of you guys ever thought that way? I didn't think that way. I thought it was a place to hang my license. Okay, I just tried to hide them, but you can't hide it online anymore. Now, let's go look at a couple of the searches. Sell my house in Sevierville, Tennessee. I didn't mention Tracy King. I didn't say anything about your home sold. I just said, I want to sell my house in Sevierville. It's not even a competition. Of course, you're going to click on your home sold guaranteed. Let's do the same thing with a different search. How about guaranteed home sale in Sevierville? Do you think people are looking for sell my home in your town? A guaranteed offer in your town? Do you think they're looking for these things now? Of course they are. All right? So I look at guaranteed home sale in Sevierville. Look at the options. Zillow. Facebook even says, don't call Zillow, call your home sold guaranteed realty. Facebook is promoting it. That's the takeaway. So you guys see how the search results work. Who gets the click? Let's flip it around to another area of the country. Guaranteed home sale in Rhode Island. Google says, yeah, dude, there's nobody else for a guaranteed home sale. There's only one place, and it's these guys. Okay? Your home sold guaranteed realty. All right? They show some other stuff in the search results. Trulia, whatever that other thing is, RE/MAX, not a single mention of guaranteed home sale in the SEO. Nothing. So here's what I want you guys to take away with you. Your ads probably aren't the problem. It's who's sponsoring the ad. Our solution is to simply flip the script on it. Todd Walters, Your Home Sold Guaranteed. Now it's Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. This can only be done with a brokerage name change, by the way. You can try to fool Google in telling them that your brokerage is not RE/MAX, but you can't fool them. They're too good. They're going to position you as a real estate agent, and it sucks. So we got to figure it out so you don't have to. And it's taken some years to get this figured out. So this is your chance to be first to market, owning your own Craig Proctor system brokerage. It's your chance. And as with anything exclusive, there is a limit to the number of people that we can put in any single marketplace. Agreed? We want to keep it exclusive. All right? Today, there's right around 100 or so in North America. The investment to own one of these licenses and take one of these down, of course it's going to go up. The benefit of being first to market can't be overstated. If you're in the top 1% of income earners in the industry, you've got no business being an agent at a company. You really should own your own. All right, now if you're unsure what the top 1% income earner is, let me share it with you. It's $20,000 a month or more. So if you make $20,000 a month or more, you're in the top 1% of income earners in real estate. I can't imagine someone being in the top 1% not owning their own company. You're not like the rest of the 99%. Agreed? You're just different. You do things more. You've got something extra in the tank, and it's possible because you don't have your own company, maybe something is holding you back. Let's look at these USPs. USP number one is, like I said, your own sellable business asset. So what makes a business sellable? You guys ever wondered about that? You can sell any business. It just means whether it sells for anything worthwhile, that's a different story. So when we talk about sellable business asset, we're talking about for multiples of earnings. So a buyer is probably not who you think it is. You might be thinking it's another broker, and it might be. You might be thinking it's a real person in real estate, and it might be. I don't think so. I think the future buyer for your brokerage is none of those. It's a tech company, okay? It's Zillow, it's Fidelity. It might be another brokerage. It might be me. Maybe I buy your company. Maybe Craig and I do it. A buyer's looking for the business to work without the present owner and its predictability to produce future income. That's what they're looking for. So you can gauge how your business is set up there, right? They're not going to buy it based on closings. Closings are in the past. They're going to buy it based on future income. Future income. Your ability, the business's ability to predict future income. So our entire business model with Your Home Sold Guaranteed is about predictability. We got a system for getting customers. We have a system for turning the customers into lifetime customers, and all at the maximum available profit. Okay? So we have all this figured out for you. Which would you buy? A service business with clients or a system-based business with customers? Clients, okay, sounds temporary. Service sounds people-dependent. System we know is predictable. Customers are constant. Okay? So that's how it works. So I did some screenshots there. We'll come back to some of that, but built to sell in 8 steps. So look at these 8 steps here. I'm going to drill down on these first 4 here real quick. Building a business to sell is not a secret. It's not like it's different for different companies or industries. No, it's a very predictable formula. It's step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Step 4, isolate a service with the potential or product with the potential to scale. We've done that. Create a positive cash flow cycle. That just means getting paid a portion of your income on the front end. Hiring and training a highly skilled sales force versus independent agents, and focusing on doing that versus a bunch of other things. Okay, so scalable things meet 3 criteria. Number 1, they're teachable. Okay, it can't be complicated. All right, that's the Craig Proctor system. Number 2, it's valuable to your customers, which allows you to escape commoditization. Does everybody understand that? It's different. It's valuable. If it's like other places, why would I choose? That's the absolute specialist label that I placed on it earlier. Okay? They're repeatable, meaning customers need to return again and again and to buy, and that's a big problem for a lot of you in the room. Okay? We've got that figured out. USP number 2, your brand is your USP is your brand. You've heard us say this now for many of you have been here for years, okay? So we've got that figured out, obviously. It is a fact that it's getting more and more costly to get customers. We do understand that. We acknowledgement. That's why we take two approaches. If your brand is Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, why would you do unbranded marketing? The reason we do unbranded marketing is because we're at RE/MAX or Keller Williams or Coldwell Banker or EXP. We have to. Because if we promote that brand, we just don't get the business. The customer doesn't know what that stands for, how it benefits them, and I certainly understand it. So instantly now we're cooking with grease to get more sellers, okay? And of course, we have the clout now to back us up and prove it, and you guys are gonna see it, okay? Kings of Real Estate shows up as USP. Your name is your brand is your USP is your brand. So when I can Google something totally unrelated to the USP, and your USP shows up as the brand, you've won. But you got to show up in paid, you got to show up in business listings, and you got to show up in the SEO. Okay? All three of those are important. That's why this works. You can compare it to the #1 real estate company. And trust me, they know this. They are absolutely keenly aware of it. Okay? Now, if you look right here at these stats from Google, if you think you're just going to run out there and run paid ads, there you go. 2.8%, this is Google's numbers, 2.8% of people click on the paid ads. So in a nutshell, the SEO has 20 times more traffic opportunity, okay? And there's the formula right there. Relevancy, that's the Craig Proctor content. Following Google's rules, Google can index you because they know what you're all about. And removing skepticism, being the absolute specialist. So we've got it figured out, and we know that it works, right? So no need to worry about content. We've got all the content. This is just a quick example of content. How to avoid inspection problems when selling a house. Do you think people might be Googling that? Do you show up as the absolute specialist? Zillow showed up at the top of the search in that one when I did it. Are you showing up as the absolute specialist in it? You can beat Zillow all day long with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty with that landing page right there. 11 high-cost home inspection traps to know about weeks before listing your home for sale. That's a better brand position, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, and 11 costly home inspection traps outperform Zillow. And we've done this time and time again with search after search after search and been working on it for a couple of years now to your benefit, okay? So it's all optimized for Google, so to speak. All right, USP #3. It's a Craig Proctor system brokerage, man. All right? Most real estate brokerages are logos and colors. We all know that. They have no exclusive way of getting customers and no proprietary way of doing business. Zero. I think we're pretty much the only game in town now that does this. So the public does not understand the difference in the services that they provide and why people should do business with them. So the agent has to run around spending their money combating that. It sucks, okay? So we don't want you to do that. So that's why we take the Craig Proctor system, marry it with this intellectual property, and it works, okay? So that's what your future business looks like. That's the organizational chart for your future if you want it. It doesn't have to look like that. It could look like this, okay? But if you wanted to, we've got all that figured out. I want you to imagine all of those boxes up there. There's a job description, how much they should get paid, and the key performance indicators for every single one of them. USP #4, the automatic lifetime customer, okay? So these guys up here are implementing a system that when they get a customer, the first sale is the home that they buy or sell with them. And then the customer pays these guys every year to be a customer. How many of you guys are Amazon Prime subscribers in the room? Let me see your hands. Any Amazon Prime subscribers? Isn't it funny that when you pay Amazon as an Amazon Prime subscriber that you feel compelled to use Amazon now? You just go back to use Amazon. Did you know that we can get a customer to pay us every year to be a customer? Of course you can. The only thing that's missing is the value proposition, agreed? We have the value proposition. We had to solve, remember, one of the boxes was repeatable. We needed the customers to come back and create a more repeatable action. So we did that, okay? And then we value stack and we over-deliver on it, okay? And these customers pay $1,000 a year to be a customer. And then we over-deliver on the value. Like we pay them for referrals. We have a legal way of doing that. We help them get rich. We get them to buy at least one home a year. Imagine 20%, just 20% of your customers buying at least one home from you every year, forever. It's a pretty easy pitch, right? Hey, would you like to buy one home a year if we did it all for you? And then 20 years from now, sell one home a year. Buy it for $300, sell it for $1 million. Can you live on $1 million? How many homeowners, people you're doing business with, you think would be interested in that? 2 out of 10? What does that do to your business if it really worked that way? USP number 5 is our 2-pronged agent recruiting system, okay? So we know the talent pool is getting a little bit light out there, so we created our own recruiting system. How many of you guys have seen this anchor video before? Let me see your hands. How many of you guys have not seen it? That's an anchor video. You think it might be easier for you guys to recruit a better sales force with messaging like that? And how about this? We've got a lot of Craig Proctor's system coaching and platinum members that they're not going to own their own company, but they like and fully understand what we're talking about here with brand positioning. They need a place to hang their license. If their current brokerage arrangement is not friendly to Craig Proctor, we would prefer them to choose Craig Proctor. So we're going to make it easy for them to do that by referring them to you. Those that own a Craig Proctor system brokerage, we know what's going to happen there. They're going to be friendly to the Craig Proctor system. They're going to be in it, and they're going to get more help. And they benefit from their brand positioning. So there you go. Training. The best thing I can do on the training is tell you guys, without demoing it, is this. It's unmatched. The skills training system that we have is the best ever invented by humans. There is no better skills training, sales skills, negotiating skills, and closing skills on planet Earth than what we do with real estate agents at a Craig Proctor system brokerage. If anyone can find better, we'll donate $10,000 to the charity of their choice. We have spent gobs of hours in the studios recording these training sessions for the agents at your company. So everybody's doing everything exactly as they should be doing it on cue. All right? This is from our 3-day structured digital training to our Fridays advanced agent training that we do to the daily certification system. Okay? These are the topics and materials that we focus on. It's all right there, and you guys have seen it, and it sort of looks pretty straightforward. Okay? USP number 7, titanium. So why do we require Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty owners to be part of titanium? It's quite simple. That's where we do the coaching and the training. That's where we help you scale up your business. Okay? So, for example, this is titanium. This is the flywheel model that we use to help you scale up your business. We have the expansion operations planning, sales and marketing execution, financial modeling and reporting, people development alignment. And we just go around this wheel over and over and over again. It starts to spin faster, and all of these parts of your business get better. Remember, we've already got it all figured out. Every single part of expansion and operations planning, tenure modeling, operation structure, valuation, evaluation. Those are some examples of it right there. Sales and marketing execution, brand strategy, from traditional to untraditional efforts. Okay? Your social media plan, shortening your sales cycle. Maturity area focus in financial modeling and reporting, for example. Budget prep and utilization, key performance indicating, accounting quality, to people development alignment, which is the biggest one. Performance management, goal alignment, and hiring and onboarding processes. Okay, my friends, we got it. Okay? This includes launch day, our boot camp, where you come to Atlanta, spend a couple of days with me, your new personal, professional, and financial goals, focusing on those areas of maturity with your business. These are separate courses in addition to what you have right now. Remember, you don't lose anything in the Craig Proctor system. And a bonus is you can have your own mortgage branch, get referred, and, without any cost or any whatsoever, and basically just get paid a referral fee on all the mortgage deals. How about that? Just refer the mortgage business over and get paid 25% of what the mortgage company's getting. That's better than a monthly recurring revenue check from the mortgage lender, by far, okay? So all of these guys on stage, they have that, okay? Same thing with your people, benefits packaging, 401ks and self-employed pensions, all set up, ready to go, turnkey for this business. Since most real estate agents fail at their own finances, this is very important to have in place, and we've got it all in place for the owners of these brokerages, okay? So that you and your people that work at your company can create wealth. Okay? Opening the brokerage. We're going to help you. Within 90 days of making the decision, your brokerage is opened. You move from real estate agent to real estate broker owner. It's that easy. We got it all figured. We've done this over 100 times. We grab you by the hand. We go step by step by step by step by step through our process and system, okay? And boom, it's opened. It's not expensive, it's less. So think about it. What are you paying your real estate brokerage today? Yeah, you're probably paying them more than you would pay your current brokerage. That's how it works. So it actually is a savings. So people actually move up to Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, open up their own brokerage, and actually put more money in their pocket than when they're at EXP, Keller Williams, RE/MAX. It doesn't matter. We've looked at all of them. You actually end up with more money. Okay? And that's how this works. Ownership and asset building. So the richest people in real estate are not the agents, it's the broker owners. You guys know that. Craig Proctor tells the story this way. He was at RE/MAX. He was the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world. The owner of the RE/MAX office sells the real estate brokerage. Craig Proctor, #1 RE/MAX agent, making millions. He couldn't sell his business. But this is just an example of the checklist that we help you with opening up the brokerage. Our team takes you by the hand. We make sure this thing happens lickety-split. Okay? And that's the objectives. Okay? So, opening a firm, it's not hard. It costs a few $100 to open up a firm. The issue, #1 issue, is who's going to be the broker of record. You be the broker of record? You get a team member to be the broker of record? Or you rent one of these guys to be the broker of record? All right? That's how simple it is. Titanium is $35,000. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty license is $10,000, and it's $100 per licensed agent per month. All right? So one more time, if you're an agent at a brokerage paying that brokerage now, compare what you're paying the brokerage in Craig today with that. And I think you'll find like, wow, this is actually a better deal. That's our intention, is to educate you and inspire you to what is possible. We're not making anyone do anything. You're part of the Craig Proctor system. We love you. But if you want a business that you own, then go for it. We've got it, and it works, and it's really good. All right? It's an ad. Let me shoot straight with you. It is an ad. Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty is a marketing play. It's a 24/7 ad that attracts business to you. All right, what's the name of your company?
J-Par Real Estate.
J-Par, is that right? J-Par Real Estate. So if he's running an ad, it's J-Par Real Estate running the ad. Do you understand that? So all we do is, like, instead of J-Par Real Estate running the ad, let's get Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty to run the ad. J-Par Real Estate, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, sponsor of the ad. What's the ad? Your Home Sold Guaranteed or I'll buy it could be the ad, or the ad could be like, find out how much you can sell your home for. In either one of those ads, the YHSGR brand running the ad outplays like by 10 times the J-Par. And once you see that, it's like, holy crap, oh my God, I'm just getting now 2, 3, 10 times more leads from seller prospects than I was getting before on the same exact ad. And you heard Morgan say that this morning. She goes, I just don't see how my 25, 26-year-old self can make $100,000 in a month, no experience in real estate, saying I'm Morgan Walters, RE/MAX in the ads. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You would have gotten some business, but you would have been judged through that lens versus being the absolute expert. So I think that makes perfect sense to everybody, doesn't it? And that's a great way to kind of wrap this up. And with that, we appreciate it. Go serve big. Thanks, guys.